Well, what is the art of allowing, right? I first heard the concept of the art of allowing through Abraham Hicks. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with this teacher, this energy. However, Abraham Hicks is a Abraham, right, who is channeled through Esther Hicks. Abraham is a collective of energy. Essentially, I believe that Esther is just channeling the energy. And so I first learned about this idea of the art of allowing through them. And what I learned about the art of allowing is essentially, I wrote it down. The art of allowing is the practice of stopping your resistance to what is so that you can consciously create what comes next. And so to me, when I hear the art of allowing and that I'm practicing, and somebody says they're practicing the art of allowing, I feel that they have learned or are learning how to surrender. And sometimes, and I've heard this and I've felt this before, I used to think that surrendering was like giving up, right? Like I give up. I surrender, I give up. You know what I mean? But that's not what surrender means, right? Surrender means that you have done enough because this is a co-creative experience, right? Like there is a whole team or collective of energy that is working on your behalf, right? And we as humans, we are a small, very, very small piece to the equation, right? Like when I pray, I'm praying to my whole spiritual team. I'm praying to my ancestors. I'm praying to God. I'm praying to my spirit guides. I'm praying to my angels. Like, and when I say I'm praying, I'm not like, I'm just talking to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to them like I'm talking to y'all right now. Because that's just how I communicate with my team, right? I think that this is a rabbit hole a little bit, or this is a side note, but I think that the idea of prayer is definitely very rooted in religion, and prayer does not look a specific way always, right? Like I'm praying all day. I pray all day, right? Because I am giving gratitude for everything all day long, which is a prayer. And so that was just a side note, but just going back to the art of allowing and surrendering, like I think that people think that it means to give up, and it doesn't mean to give up. It means to allow. It means to allow the collective energy in the universe, the universal energy to work on your behalf. And I recognize that for a lot of people, they have issues with control. They think that they are supposed to have their hands in the clay, their hands in the jar, their hands on every single part of the manifestation. And that is not how it works, right? At some point, right, you are going to realize that you are overworking yourself. You are over, I wouldn't say performing, but you are over exerting yourself for no reason, right? I do believe in the fact that this is a co-created reality, right? Like, so you can't just be hands off, right? You can't just be a person that's like, I'm gonna give it to God, God gonna handle it, and just not doing shit, right? Like, you can't do that. That's not what we doing, friend. We not doing that. But what we are doing is saying, hey, this is what I want for my life. Okay, I'm going to take one step and maybe even two steps. And then I'm going to sit back and I'm going to see how things align and see how things come into play for me so that, I can allow all of the other energy to work on my behalf. And so the idea of like stopping your resistance, is like stopping yourself from like trying to control. the situation. Because sometimes I really do think that we be thinking, we really do be thinking that we got like a whole lot of control over things. And I don't think that we have a whole lot of control over the things that happen to us and for us. Like, so just focus on the things that you actually can control, right? Focus on the things that are for your part of the equation, right? Like for me, the only thing that I can control right now is me showing up here every day, right? The only thing that I can control right now is the message that I'm speaking and me just being authentically myself and just showing up and being here and being present. I can't control the algorithm. I can't control who finds my message. I can't control who subscribes. I can't control who likes. I can't control, all I can do is ask. And so it's just like I have like a sort of detachment when it comes to a lot of things because I understand that I'm not supposed to have my hands in the clay the entire time, right? I understand that there are a lot of parts that just are not my part to play. And my life has been so much easier and so much peaceful when I learned, right? That the art of allowing and surrendering is an important piece to manifestation, right? I think the law of attraction says like ask, believe, receive, but there's another part of it where it's like let go. I don't know if that's before receive. I think it is because you have to let go, right? Like you have to find a level of detachment to everything, right? Like if you are too attached to the outcomes of situations, then you are still trying to control the energy, right? When you allow things to just be, when you allow yourself to just be authentically yourself and not overperforming, overworking, and overexerting for a desired outcome, then, right, then you can be in a better place to align with whatever it is you desire. For me, I had to ask myself, is me showing up here every day, am I overexerting myself? But I had to ask myself, is me showing up here every day exerting myself? Because it takes a lot of energy to do this, right? But it doesn't take a lot of energy at the same time because I'm not doing a whole bunch of edits. I had decided for myself if I have to be everything to the channel and for the channel, then I'm not going to be as consistent, right? So I can't be the editor. I can't be the what do you call it? The marketer. Like I can't do all of those roles. And right now I can't afford to pay for all of those roles either. So what can I do to help me stay consistent, right? Like what can I do? And at the very minimum, what I'm doing is because I can speak, right? Like I can talk, I can teach, and I can hit the record button and I can, like I can upload it to YouTube and create it. Like I can do those things and it's not that much extra energy, right? I had to start doing this because I had to use my voice. Me using my voice and not allowing myself to be seen was actually exerting me a lot more because I was depressed, because I was suppressing my voice and the energy that I wanted to get out into the universe, right? So it's not like, some people can look like 365 days long form. Like, that's a lot. Like, I've heard that. But it's not a lot for somebody who genuinely loves it, right? If I had to be the editor, I wouldn't love it as much as me just sitting down, hitting the record button. Now I'm on my laptop, so it's a little bit even a little bit more easier because it's already on my laptop because I'm doing this through Zoom. Um, but neither here nor there. Like this is easy. because I love doing it. I love showing up here. And so now I am putting myself in a space where I'm allowing other opportunities to make their way towards me. I want to do a TED Talk. That's my next that's my next big thing for myself. I want to do a TED Talk. And for me, this is practice for me being on a bigger stage, right? Like, I've never been on a big stage in front of people talking. Pause. I have, because when I graduated, I was salutatorian. I was salutatorian and I gave my speech in front of the audience. And I did very well. Okay. I wrote it and I gave it. Yep. But yeah, neither here nor there. Like, I know that, I'm meant to be on center stages, right? Like, I know that I am meant to be seen. I know I'm meant to be heard. I know that, I just know myself and I know my blueprints and mission for life. Allowing means you stop fighting reality while remaining available for possibility, right? Because you have to remember, like, for one, possibilities are endless. But the more you try to put your hands in the clay and control things, the more you are overly attached to a certain outcome, the more likely that things are going to get further and further away from you. And not further away from you, but they just don't. Like, they take more time to align, if that makes sense. Um, I'm very I'm a person that's very detached. And I don't know if that is just like a characteristics of one of my signs or what. Like, I can get attached in relationships, right? I have a habit of that. However, as I'm growing older, I am learning how to be detached from relationships. Um, but not detached in a way that I don't love, the people that I am in relationship, but detached in a way of I'm not overly attaching myself to any desired outcome. Like, I'm just allowing the energy to be and just enjoying it for what it is. The saying of you plant the seed, right? But you can't force, or you plant the seed, you water the seed, you nurture the seed, right? Same difference with your goals and with your dreams. You plant the seed, you nurture it, you water it. But at some point, you have to let it do its thing, right? Like, you cannot force a flower to sprout when it's not ready to sprout. Same difference with your manifestations. You cannot force a desired manifestation to sprout before it is ready, right? And so you have to do the work to detach and surrender, allow, whatever word you want to use, right? From from the desired outcome in order to let it do its thing. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. Let it marinate, because it will, right? And you have to trust that it will. You have to trust yourself enough. You have to trust in the universal energy enough to know that it will. I trust. I trust. Like, when I say that I would not be able to have left the country and gonna say that I am going to co-parent from co-parents from abroad, if I didn't trust myself very deeply, if I didn't trust in the energy of the collective, like if I didn't trust in my ancestors, if I didn't trust in God, if I didn't trust in the universe, if I didn't trust in my spirit guides and my angels, if I didn't trust in this energy, then I would not have the confidence that I do with where I am right now in the world. And I'm proud of myself. It's just a little side note. I'm proud of myself. But just back to what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I just said. Like, trusting yourself enough to just respond to life instead of trying to control it is a very important piece to the art of allowing. Like, we really be thinking we doing something. It's funny because we really be thinking we doing something. And then I feel like you get a situation and the circumstances that, and then God be like, no, no, you not, you not, like, this is not you, this is not gonna work how you think it's gonna work. Like, so just just this is not gonna work how you think it's gonna work. How you imagine it's gonna work in your mind, it's never gonna happen that way. So I have learned how to stop like over exerting energy and over planning. I have learned to stop like over, like, the things that have happened to me so far on this trip are things that I could have never planned for. Never, right? Like, I haven't even gotten into all of the details of everything that has occurred here since I have been in Medellin, Colombia. It's been a lot, baby. It's been a lot. Okay. Like, but when I do get to explaining what has occurred, I just wanted to, be known that there are so many things in life that happens that you just cannot plan for. And so there are so many influencers that are teaching like how to move abroad and, planning and making sure you have XYZ and all of that stuff. But there are so many things that you cannot plan for. And so I do think that it's important to plan to a certain extent, but over planning is you trying to control the situation. And it's just no need to do that, right? If you trust yourself, if you trust in the universe, if you trust in God or whatever you trust in, right? And I mean, if you really do, like, because people be saying that they trust God and they really don't trust God, because if you trust God, then you'll let God do what God do, right? You will let God do what God does, you know? Stop trying to control things. Walk and embrace the art of allowing. Trust yourself, trust the energy, trust God. Trust that what's for you will always align with you in divine timing, right? Because sometimes it's just not the right timing. And just relax, just chill out, just go dance in the rain, go frolic, go run through some flowers, go splash in some water, like, enjoy life. Yeah, because that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm enjoying life. That's all I got for y'all. I am currently on a 365 I am currently on a 365-day long form content challenge. My name is Marquita. I am a spiritual coach and author, and I'm also the host of the Alchemy Soul podcast. If you're interested in supporting me in any kind of way, you can check the description below. And I'm here every day. So I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.